Do first of all is when you're looking at maths, you go, okay, these questions are talking about factorizing. We have to factorize these. Factorize means you take out what's in common. So you look at the top on its own and you go, wait a minute, they both have 3 in them, don't they? So we take out 3 and we end up getting x minus 1. That's what we did with the top. Okay? We look at the bottom and we go, alright, the bottom is a quadratic equation. That's fair enough. The reference number is actually going to be unusual for a reference number, but it's going to be 1. And 1 is minus 1 and minus 1. Now lads, did I tell you a shortcut? You know when it's x squared only? Yeah? You don't actually have to do the middle step. Do you know what the answer is? It's this. X minus 1. X minus 1. That's your answer. If for people who, you're only allowed to do it for ones that have x squared. If that was 2x squared or 3x squared, you'd have to do my full routine out. That's actually a shortcut way of doing it. Is everybody happy with that? So what happens now is this. And then all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, it's now obvious. That will cancel with that. And our answer is 3 over x minus 1. Okay, that's that part done. Now the next one. What? Yes, that is the answer. It's like a makeover, Brian. It's the same thing. It's actually the exact same as this, except it has a makeover, okay? Now, next one. Next one's the same deal. We look at the top and go, oh, can I factorize anything in question 6? On the numerator, on the top number, is there anything that can be factorized? Anything that can be factorized? No. Let's look at the bottom. Reference number is going to be 8. Break up 8 into? Not 2 and 4? And now you automatically know that your answer on the bottom is going to be x minus 2, x minus 4. It's minus 2 minus 4 because that makes the minus 6 in the middle. That's a plus 8, and 2 minuses when multiplied together give you plus 8. And minus 2 minus 4 added together gives you minus 6. Okay. Then what you do is you can cancel them off. That will cancel with that. And the answer is 1 over x minus 2. Is that okay? Now. Huh? No, it has to be 1 divided by x minus 2. Okay. On the next question, we're going to examine the reference number. The reference number is going to be 7. And because the reference number is 7, we have to figure out what two numbers, when multiplied together, give you 7, but add together give you 8. Plus 1 and... Okay, so all that we have to do here is write this. X plus 7 by x plus 1 divided by x plus 1. And now what do we get? And the answer is, that's now turns into 1. 1 multiplied by x plus 7 is still x plus 7. That's really easy, isn't it? Next one. What can we take out of the top two? What can we take out of the denominator? Anybody? We take out 2. You can't take out x because x isn't in both of them. X is only in 2x. To take out x, you need it in 2x and let's say 6x. Or 6x squared. Okay, so you can only take out 2. 2 multiplied by what gives you 2x minus 3? Let's factorize the bottom. Reference number is minus 12, which gives you, we want 1x in the middle. So it's going to be plus 4 minus 3, which is x plus 4, x minus 3. And now, what do we get? 2 over x plus 4. Okay. Question 12. I told you about these special numbers, okay? Now, which one is easier to factorize from earlier on today? Which one do you think is easier, the top or the bottom? Everybody's going to say the bottom's easier because everybody goes, oh, I know that 3 divides into 12. So you take out 3 and what are you left with? Now, in all of these questions, what we're noticing is it's always going to cancel with another one on top, isn't it? So I'm going to predict we're going to get a minus 4 on top somehow. And I'm right. So here we go. Let's try this out. Okay, now, this 16 is a special number. What's so special about 16, lads? It's one of those special numbers here. What does that mean? A squared minus 4 squared is a squared minus 16. And we all know this rule off by heart, don't we? What's the answer? No, Brian. Okay. And if you don't understand this, multiply it back out. If you aren't sure if you're correct or not, lads, this is self-assessment right here. If you aren't sure if you're correct or not, multiply it back out. A by A. A by A is A squared. A by minus 4. Minus 4A. 4 by A. Plus 4A. 4 by minus 4. Minus. Is it the same number? Because the 4a's cancel and you're left with a squared minus 16. That's how you assess if you've done it right or wrong. Okay? Now that that's done, what we can do now is concentrate on the actual question here. What we got to do is replace that on top. And what we're going to get is a plus 4 and a minus 4. And that's going to end up as a plus 4 over 3. Happy days, okay? Shh. Now, shh. What ones did I? 18 and 19, respectively. Shh. 18 and 19. 18 and 19 are actually quite easy. What can you take out of 18? A. And that leaves you? B minus C. Because A, now check as you go along. A multiplied by B is? A multiplied by minus C. So you're correct, aren't you? Now what's the answer now? A. Now, this one here, bonus points for anybody who can get this one right. Anybody fancy this one? Dennis. Owen. Shh. Can anybody tell me what they notice? Shh. Okay. What I'm going to show you is this, lads. Shh. Excuse me. Let's try this out, okay? I have x minus 5. I multiply x minus 5 by minus 1. What's the answer to that? Minus x, or alternatively. So, what I'm going to ask you guys is, you can't take out any number, can you? You can always take out 1 or minus 1. Let's take out minus 1 from top. Minus 1 bracket. Minus 1 multiplied by what gives you plus 5? Minus 1 multiplied by what gives you minus x? Okay. Now, what you're allowed to do is you're allowed to change the two of these around. I.e., 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2. Minus 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 minus 2. So minus 1 into x minus 5 divided by x minus 5. And what do we get? We get minus 1. Okay. Next one. And number 20, last one. Now, number 20 looks very difficult, doesn't it, lads? Looks very difficult. What can anybody tell me? Can anybody explain what number 20 is on a really primitive level? We have one fraction divided by another fraction. On a really primitive level, if this is 3/4 divided by, let's say, 7/8, what we have to do is we get the second fraction, Mr. Cabinet, we get the second fraction and we turn it upside and multiply. So that's what we do, okay? So we can rewrite this question as this: 3a plus 9 over a squared minus 1 multiplied by a minus 1 over a plus 3. Our next step is to identify what we can factorize. So let's start off with the easiest one, okay? Mr. Kavanagh. So what can we take out of this one here? Our first target is the green target. What can we take out of the green? 3. 3 into 3. Okay. Now, let's get the black target. What can we do with the black target? A squared minus 1 is the same thing as a squared minus 1 squared. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1 is a member of those numbers. 1 is 1 multiplied by 1. Now what's the answer here? A plus 1, A minus 1. So, A plus 1 and A minus 1. And that is all being multiplied by A plus 3 and A minus 1. Now, on the top line, A plus 3 is being multiplied. Wait a sec. I have upside down. I thought as much. I knew I smelled a rat. Okay. Now, since we sniffed out this rat, it was upside down, okay? So, what happens here is we can cancel off. If you're multiplying by A plus 3 on the top line, and you're dividing by A plus 3 on the bottom line, they cancel with each other, don't they? This A minus 1 cancels with. And now we're left with 3 over A plus 1. Okay, and that is our answer to that one. Okay.